Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 410 based on novel. So let's start. At this moment, a shocking change occurred on one of the 16 scatter Thunderclan planets that were surrounded by the endless thunder. Shuligwa had turned into black fog and was escaping into the distance. He was holding a gorgeous woman who had a sneer on her face. His face was filled with panic and malice as he continuously roared. The gorgeous woman's eyes were filled with mockery as she coldly said, "You can't escape. As soon as you captured me, you caused a great calamity. This is just one elder and you're already running. It won't be long before my father comes out of closed-door cultivation and refines you into a thunder soul so you can be tormented for thousands of years to resolve the hatred in my heart." Shuligwa appeared from the fog, then he slapped her and angrily shouted, "Shut up! What hasn't your grandpa Shu seen and experienced? What does this count as?" Killing intent flashed through the gorgeous woman's eyes as she let out a cold snort and spat out a mouthful of blood. Just at this moment, the sky rumbled, and the thunder was heaven-shaking. The endless rumbles spread across the sky, causing all creatures to tremble. Even the Scatter Thunder clan members inside their caves were terrified. The entire sky was dark, but in just a moment, countless silver snakes filled the sky. It was as if the end of the world had arrived. An old man wearing green stepped through the sky. It was as if he had crossed immeasurable distances with just one step. A mere sword spirit dares to be so arrogant before this old man. You managed to escape before, but this time you will die. The old man formed a seal and pointed at the escaping Shuligwa. Thunderous rumbles echoed as all the thunder gathered, forming millions of silver snakes, and shot at Shuligwa. Shuligwa let out a scream and suddenly turned around, using the gorgeous woman as a shield. He sliced the air with his hands at the endless thunder and endless rays of sword energy came out of his body. The sword energy was heaven-shaking and gave off an cold aura. They collided with the thunder. Rumble, 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 rumble. The sky changed colors and the clouds shattered. A powerful impact scattered, causing Shuligwa to cough out soul essence and immediately weaken. However, the impact pushed him away and he quickly escaped with the gorgeous woman. "If you let me go, I can reduce your punishment, but if you..." The gorgeous woman also coughed out blood due to the impact and stared at Shuligwa. However, before she could finish speaking, Shuligwa let out a strange cry. His right hand directly reached into her shirt and he squeezed her chest hard. "Shut up, little girl. If I die, I'll kill you first." Shuligwa's squeezed caused the gorgeous woman's face to turn pale. It was clearly very painful. However, just at this moment, the old man's eyes lit up in flames and overflowed with anger. He had been hunting this sword spirit for a long time, but the sword spirit spells were all extremely clever and would often resolve the danger. The sword spirit's speed was also unimaginable. He vaguely felt like he couldn't catch up. When he saw what Shuligwa had done, he let out a roar. His right hand formed a seal and his mark flashed, then a ball of black thunder flew out. The ball of thunder moved along with the old man's right hand. It broke through the world and charged at Shuligwa. "Damn it, this again!" Shuligwa let out a scream as he withdrew his right hand and turned into black fog, then he scattered. The moment he scattered, the ball of black thunder arrived. A thunderous bang echoed, causing the earth to rumble and making countless spatial cracks appear. Thunder scattered in all directions and the rumbling continued. All of this happened in an instant. After Shuligwa collapsed, he turned into black fog and reappeared in the distance. Shuligwa's body reformed, but it was blurry, even his spirit body was seriously injured. However, his hand was still clinging onto the gorgeous woman. The moment he appeared, 3 black threads came out of the ball of thunder and charged at Shuligwa. Each of those 3 threads contained the power of destroy the heavens. The moment they arrived, Shuligwa grinned as he retreated and used the gorgeous woman as a shield. The 3 black threads paused and immediately changed directions. Taking this opportunity, Shuligwa quickly retreated and roared, "Old man, what hasn't been seen by your grandpa Shu? You're merely at the Nirvana cleanser stage, you're nothing. Once my master returns, he can kill you with just one finger." Black gas came from the face of the old man chasing Shuligwa, and his anger reached a limit. He had lived for many years, but he had never met an enemy with such a vicious mouth. As he chased, the other party had constantly cursed him, and even though his heart was normally as calm as water, he couldn't help but become angry. When this old man catches you, I'll make you wish you were dead. Old fellow, can't you say something else? You've already said that 100 times. 100 times, 100 times. Say, old man, do you want to watch me take advantage of this little girl? Why else wouldn't you have caught up with your Nirvana cleanser cultivation? Do you want to see me do it 100 more times? Shuligwa said viciously as he teleported away. Although he was weak and almost like an empty oil lamp, his words had become more vicious. Good, your grandpa Shu will let you see all you want. Shuligwa's right hand reached toward the gorgeous woman and tore her clothes. A large portion of her clothes were torn off, revealing her snow-white skin. The viciousness in the woman's eyes became monstrous, and she screamed, I'm going to kill you. Shut up, little woman. If you keep making your grandpa angry, I will take over your body. You know I'm a spirit, I can easily take over your body. Then I'll begin to undress. Although Shuligwa was speaking viciously, his heart was bitter. Master, if you don't come back, your grandpa Shu will be finished. You're the one who let me out, but now you're not caring about me. Master, please appear. After the woman heard Shuligwa's words, her face turned pale. She immediately shut up and no longer dared to utter a word. The old man in green who was chasing him had heard Shuligwa's words, especially those last few words. They caused anger to fill his body, so much that he almost coughed out blood. He simply decided to continue pursuing and not speak. While the old man continued to chase, Shuligwa weakened more and more, but he continued to say vicious words. The old man was fuming with anger. A gentle voice appeared in the world. What a sharp-mouthed sword spirit. I want to see if you can still say those words after I drain your spirit body and seal you inside a pig. A middle-aged man wearing blue appeared along with the voice. He appeared in an extremely bizarre way and stood right in front of Shuligwa's escape path. The gorgeous woman immediately shouted in joy, Godfather! Peak Nirvana Shatterer! Shuligwa's pupils shrank and his body trembled. Just as he was about to retreat, the middle-aged man raised his right hand and casually waved. Shuligwa's body rumbled and his body split into pieces, turning into black fog. The woman held by him was surrounded by a gentle force and was taken to the middle-aged man's side. At this moment, the old man closed in. The black fog quickly took form once more, but it was even weaker. It was as if the wind only needed to blow to cause him to scatter. I didn't think this little girl's godfather would be so young. Godfather, I think she should be your mistress. Just as Shuligwa spoke, the middle-aged man's expression became gloomy. He waved his right hand and wind and thunder rushed toward Shuligwa. Thunderous rumbles echoed and Shuligwa collapsed once more. Just as he recovered, he collapsed once more. This continued, and he rapidly weakened. He was about to be completely destroyed. Instead of killing you at once, I'll let you continue to disintegrate and taste the fear of death again and again. The middle-aged man's voice was gentle, while the gorgeous woman beside him was filled with monstrous hatred. Master, save me. If you don't save me, I'll die. Shuligwa was filled with fear. If not for the fact that he had provoked the woman so much that it simply couldn't be turned around, he would have long surrendered. That's right, you still have a master. I want to see what gall your master has to provoke me. I'll have to be buried with you. The middle-aged man revealed a gentle smile. However, just at this moment, a cold voice slowly appeared from the world. This voice was like countless sharp blades and was filled with a powerful chill. I'm his master. The moment the voice appeared, the gentle smile on the middle-aged man immediately became stiff and shock appeared in his eyes. He had his divine sense spread out the entire time, but until the voice appeared, he hadn't noticed anything. Thunderous rumbles echoed and the entire world was replaced by thunder. It was as if someone had moved the thunder from the outside to here. Wang Lin walked out from the thunder. Master! Master, save me. Shuligwa had never been like this, he had never seen so happy about Wang Lin showing. He was filled with grievance and flew toward Wang Lin. However, the green-cloaked old man hated Shuligwa to the bones and subconsciously lifted his right hand to stop Shuligwa. However, the price of this subconscious action was death. The moment he raised his right hand, Wang Lin casually waved his sleeve and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was beside the old man, and he casually pointed to the spot between the old man's eyebrows. The old man's body trembled as panic and disbelief filled his eyes. His body collapsed, and his origin soul was destroyed with it. The pupils of the middle-aged man in blue shrank, sweat covered his forehead, and terror filled his eyes. He immediately stepped back and grabbed the woman. He was about to escape. Wang Lin didn't stop them. He watched the terrified middle-aged man taking the similarly terrified gorgeous woman, and they disappeared in an instant. Outer Realm Nirvana Shatterer cultivators have to die. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and the G Realm charged out. The red lightning immediately charged forward. The G Realm affected the endless thunder in the sky, and the rumbling intensified, as if the sky was going to collapse. The thunder descended down onto the planet like eternal thunder, and it was as if the entire planet had turned into a thunder prison. As the middle-aged man retreated, his face was filled with monstrous fear. He used spells and a large amount of treasure to resist this red lightning that brought him an endless sense of danger like he had never felt before. However, the moment those spells and treasures touched the red lightning, they all collapsed. They weren't able to stop it for even a moment. What kind of thunder is this? The middle-aged man didn't hesitate to grab the girl that called him godfather but was, in truth, one of his dual cultivation partners. Before she could even react, he moved her to block the red lightning. The woman's eyes were filled with disbelief as her body collapsed. Borrowing this time window, the middle-aged man retreated like crazy. He tore open the void and was about to enter. When he was halfway inside, the red lightning penetrated through the void and entered his back. The middle-aged man's body trembled and his eyes became unfocused. His body exploded and his origin soul was destroyed. From when Wang Lin appeared to the end, it had only been a moment. He didn't intend to kill the woman, as someone like her couldn't do much. What happened to her was irrelevant to Wang Lin. Shuligwa witnessed all of this and witnessed Wang Lin's strength. At this moment, he was about to flatter Wang Lin when Wang Lin grabbed Shuligwa and threw him into the storage space. Then Wang Lin turned into a ray of light and flew into the sky. Next, I'm going to battle the entire Scatter Thunder clan. Wang Lin's eyes were cold, and he moved faster and faster. In an instant, he broke through the atmosphere and arrived in space. The thunder among the stars rumbled loudly. It seemed to respond to Wang Lin's will. Wang Lin walked toward the giant continent at the center of the 16 planets. He walked into the thunder, creating a heaven-shaking rumble with the thunder surrounding him. He formed a shocking scene. It seemed as if he had summoned endless thunder here. Wang Lin wore thunder and stepped on lightning as he slowly walked toward the Scatter Thunder clan's holy ground. The eternal thunderbolt in the temple on the continent also roared, seeming to be preparing to confront Wang Lin. Wang Lin was not far from the Scatter Thunder clan's holy land. He immediately closed in, and a powerful voice suddenly came from the holy land. This is my clan's holy land. You can't enter without a summon. Quickly, leave. Wang Lin's expression was calm, and he completely ignored this voice. He pointed with his finger and the endless thunder gathered. It was as if Wang Lin's finger had absorbed the thunder of the heavens and earth and began to bombard the Scatter Thunder clan's holy land. The thunderous rumbles were heaven-shaking, and a green light flashed around the holy land. As the large amount of lightning bolts fell, they looked like rain, causing large amounts of ripples on the green light. You dare? Anyone who trespasses on the holy land will die. With a roar, a person flew out from the holy land. This old man was at the Nirvana Shatterer stage. He stepped out from the barrier and formed a seal as he charged at Wang Lin. Wang Lin sneered. Instead of retreating, he charged forward. In a flash, he arrived before the old man. The old man's eyes were instantly filled with terror, and before he could react, Wang Lin caught his right hand. Wang Lin moved his arm and lifted the old man. The moment Wang Lin lifted the old man, his origin energy charged into the old man's body. Popping sounds echoed and he instantly killed the old man. Wang Lin loosened his right hand and the old man screamed as his body crashed into the green light and exploded. The old man's death shocked the Scatter Thunderclan members inside the Holy Land. A sharp cry echoed as all of the Scatter Thunderclan members' jades trembled and gave off a glaring, red glow. The trembling and the red light shocked many Scatter Thunderclan members. However, they soon reacted, and their expressions changed greatly. This red light meant that someone had trespassed on the Holy Land. The jade on Wang Lin also gave off this red light. He took it out and crushed it. His hands formed a seal and the heavens roared as endless thunder appeared from the void. Wang Lin controlled all that thunder to bombard the barrier. The thunderous rumbles were heaven-shaking. At the same time, hundreds of cultivators flew out from the surrounding 16 planets. They all had gloomy expressions as they charged at Wang Lin. These cultivators were mostly at the illusory yin, corporeal yang, and nirvana scrya stages. Before they even got close, they shot out spells and magic treasures at Wang Lin. Wang Lin let out a cold short. When the hundreds of cultivators got close, he waved his hand. He then opened his mouth and roared. "Thunder of the world, listen to my command." After he spoke, the expression of the hundreds of cultivators changed greatly and their bodies trembled. At this moment, the thunder inside their bodies trembled violently, as if they had met the King of Thunder. "Gather!" Wang Lin's roar was shocking. The moment his voice echoed, the hundreds of cultivators let out miserable cries. Thunder erupted from each of their bodies, forming bolts of thunder that shot toward Wang Lin. They quickly gathered around Wang Lin, forming a ball of thunder 1,000 feet wide. Wang Lin grabbed it with his right hand and then threw it at the barrier around the Holy Land. Thunderous rumbles echoed like crazy and the barrier trembled violently. What an arrogant tone. The thunder of the world needs to listen to your command? When did my Scatter Thunder clan produce such an unfilial child? A gloomy voice came from the Holy Land. An old man in black walked out of the temple. He had grey hair and a gloomy expression. His cultivation spread out directly passing Nirvana Shatra. He was a powerful cultivator at First Heaven's Blight. The moment the old man spoke, tens of thousands of cultivators flew out from the surrounding 16 planets. "Let me see if you have the qualifications to be so arrogant." The old man sneered, and killing intent filled his eyes. He charged out from the Holy Land and his right hand formed a seal. Then his mark flashed and a giant thunder dragon appeared and shot toward Wang Lin. The old man was standing on top of the thunder dragon when his right hand reached out and a long sword appeared covered in thunder. Wang Lin calmly looked at this person and shook his head. "You're not qualified to fight me." Wang Lin's eyes lit up and his G-realm shot out at an unimaginable speed. It broke through the void and directly collided with the thunder dragon. Thunderous rumbles echoed. The thunder dragon trembled and let out a mournful cry as it collapsed. The First Heaven's Blight Elder's eyes were filled with indescribable horror. He waved his right hand and attempted to block the red lightning with the sword in his hand. Popping sounds echoed and the long sword immediately collapsed into countless fragments. The old man's face was pale and he wanted to retreat, but the red lightning was even faster. After breaking the long sword, it was going to rush into the old man's body. The old man's eyes were filled with intense terror. The feeling of death had never been so close. Just as the red lightning rushed to the spot between the old man's eyebrows, a crazed roar came from the temple on the Holy Land. "Stop!" As the roar echoed, a tall, middle-aged man stepped out from the temple. With just one step, he broke through the barrier and arrived next to the First Heaven's Blight cultivator. However, his speed was still too slow compared to the G-realm. The moment he came out, the G-realm had pierced through the First Heaven's Blight cultivator's head and come out the other side. This cultivator's eyes became blurry and he coughed out blood. His body collapsed, but his origin soul rushed out. He was seriously injured but not dead. Wang Lin frowned. He wasn't here with his original body, so he didn't have much G-realm. That was the reason why he couldn't completely kill a first Heaven's Blight cultivator. You dare to rebel? The tall middle-aged man grabbed his clan's origin soul and looked at Wang Lin. His eyes were filled with killing intent. The aura of a third Heaven's Blight cultivator spread out from his body. It was earth-shattering. Ripples spread across space itself. Wang Lin didn't anything as he raised his hand and hit his forehead. Thunder rumbled as Wang Lin's origin soul left Yu Fei's body and appeared in the world. His origin soul was filled with thunder, and there was also the spiritual thunder accompanying him. The rumbles were heaven-shaking. Thunder of the world, listen to my command, come from the endless thunder lake and destroy for me. Wang Lin's divine sense spread out like crazy. At this moment, the thunder lake around the Scatter Thunder clan began to rage like the sea. A monstrous wave was set off, and the entire Thunder land began to rush toward this location. One could see the Thunder Lake rushing in from very far away. This extremely spectacular scene made it look like the Thunder Lake coming to destroy everything. The expressions of all the cultivators that had come here from the planets changed greatly. Even the expression of the tall middle-aged man changed greatly. The rumbles of thunder replaced everything. However, at this moment, a mighty roar came from the eternal thunderbolt inside the temple on the Holy Land. Who are you? This voice didn't come from the temple, but from inside the depths of the eternal thunderbolt. It was the head elder of the Scatter Thunder clan who had reached the fifth Heaven's Blight. A 1,000-foot face appeared within the eternal thunderbolt. This face was like the sun, it lit up the star system. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he slowly said, I'm Wang Lin. Today I can take the eternal thunderbolt and destroy your Scatter Thunder clan. At this moment, Wang Lin's origin soul left the body, and Yu Fei's body slowly floated away. What appeared before the Scatter Thunder clan was Wang Lin's origin soul filled with thunder. He was like a bolt of thunder that had descended from the heavens. His words were calm, and as he spoke, the thunder lake around the 16 Scatter Thunder clan planets rumbled even more intensely, as if they were responding to him. This scene caused the tall, middle-aged man's pupils to shrink. With his cultivation level, he could clearly feeling the almost suffocating thunder might from Wang Lin. So it turns out you're not a member of my Scatter Thunder clan, the giant face that appeared from the eternal thunderbolt inside the temple said in a low voice. You dare to run wild in my Scatter Thunder clan with your low cultivation level and declare you will destroy my Scatter Thunder clan? What arrogance! The voice was filled with mockery, and his roar was like a thunderous rumble that suppressed the sound from the Thunder Lake. Wang Lin's origin soul was floating in space. As the thunder light flashed, the vague image of a dragon flickered. He remained calm before the head elder's roar and wasn't affected at all. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes as he pointed at the eternal thunderbolt and coldly said, Do you dare to battle me in the Thunder Lake? There was no trick or scheme, Wang Lin had come today for a battle. Everything he had done before was for this battle. This was why he had given up Yu Fei's body and revealed his origin soul. All of this was to lure the head elder. Wang Lin believed that while the head elder normally wouldn't have noticed anything, since Wang Lin displayed had his origin soul, the head elder would be able to pick up some clues. He was using himself as bait to have a battle with the strongest person in the Scatter Thunder clan, the head elder. After he spoke, Wang Lin retreated and turned into a bolt of thunder, charging into the Thunder Lake. The thunder might his origin soul gave off made it so no one dared to stop him. The eyes of the tall, middle-aged man lit up and he was about to chase. But 9 auras came out from the temple and vaguely locked onto Wang Lin. These 9 auras were all Heaven's Blight cultivators. Battle with me. Good. A thunder-like rumble echoed. The eternal thunderbolt roared and the huge face shrank into bright bolts of thunder, then a person walked out. This person looked about 40 years old and his eyes revealed no emotion. His lips were thin, so he was a vicious person. At this moment, he walked out of the eternal thunderbolt and left the Holy Land. Greetings, head elder. The tall, middle-aged man immediately bowed. The eyes of the Scatter Thunder clan cultivators were filled with fervor when the head elder appeared. The head elder was the leader of the Scatter Thunder clan and was the pinnacle of the Scatter Thunder clan. Everyone admired the head elder, and to them the head elder was the heavens. Even the 9 auras that had locked onto Wang Lin appeared, revealing themselves to be 9 people of varying ages. They all bowed. This child has a lot of secrets and has great use for me. Also, for this person to come here with his cultivation level, I fear he is no alone. All of you, guard this place. I want to see what he is capable of, the head elder said indifferently, then he slowly walked forward with his hands behind his back. He wasn't fast, but with just a few steps, he crossed an immeasurable distance as if the world had shrunk before him. Wang Lin rushed forward like a bolt of thunder, but after only a moment, he suddenly turned around. The head elder only took 2 steps to leave the people of the Scatter Thunderclan far behind and appear 1,000 feet behind Wang Lin. This place was already very far away from the Scatter Thunderclan's holy land, and there was only endless thunder surrounding them. They were the only 2 people here. Retribution thunder, spiritual thunder, and an eternal thunder similar to the one in my clan's holy land. Not bad, you have something on you that could attract this old man, which is why you are so sure I would show up. The head elder was calm. He had lived for far too long, so he was very cunning. All of Wang Lin's intentions were clear before his eyes. You're not this old man's match, so let your helper come out. Even now, the head elder revealed no emotion, and from beginning to end he was as calm as water while emitting a terrifying aura. After he spoke, he raised his right hand and casually waved. In an instant, space trembled and a giant vortex unexpectedly appeared. A heaven-shattering roar came out from inside the vortex. Thunder dragons came out of vortex like crazy. 1, 2, 3, in the blink of an eye, 999 thunder dragons appeared. When they appeared, endless thunder surrounded them, and they all let out roars as they charged at Wang Lin. Wang Lin's pupils shrank. This was the first time he had faced someone at the 5th heaven's blight. Although it wasn't the 3rd step, it was the strongest under 3rd step. The other side was able to create 999 thunder dragons with just a wave of his hand. This spell was heaven-shaking and was already beyond what could be considered a spell. Those thunder dragons didn't allow Wang Lin to think too much and charged at him. Wang Lin retreated while his hands formed a seal. Thunder flashed around his origin soul, forming a halo around him. The moment this halo appeared, Wang Lin pushed out his hand and coldly said, "Thunder of the world, listen to my command. Upend the heavens and earth, collapse for me." He pushed his hands forward, and the halo around his origin soul immediately spread out with him as the center. When the thunder dragons encountered the halo, their bodies trembled and their eyes became filled with confusion and struggle. Wang Lin raised his right hand and pointed forward several times. The confusion in every thunder dragon that was pointed at by him collapsed, then they turned around to attack the head elder. This sudden change caused chaos to occur within the head elder's spell. The head elder's eyes lit up and he sneered. Interesting, indeed interesting. As he spoke, his right hand formed a seal and he pointed at the sky. He slowly said, "As the head elder of the Scatter Thunder clan, slave to the holy thunder, command the thunder of the world with my endless will to disintegrate the world." After he spoke, the nearly 1,000 thunder dragons around Wang Lin gave off endless thunder and roared as if they were crazy, then they charged at Wang Lin. Even the thunder dragons controlled by Wang Lin began to struggle. It only took a moment for them to break free of Wang Lin's control and fall under the head elder's control once more. Rumble, 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 rumble. Those thunder dragons bombarded Wang Lin, causing his origin soul to almost collapse. He continued to retreat, and his origin soul was turning transparent. Every thunder dragon contained the will of the head elder. Not only did this damage his origin soul, but the will entered his origin soul as if it was trying to control him. This was the first time Wang Lin had encountered something like this, and his mind trembled. As he was being bombarded, he retreated even faster. All of this happened in a flash, fast beyond imagination. However, when Wang Lin retreated 10,000 feet, his expression changed. He didn't hesitate to cough out a mouthful of essence energy and step forward. Then his origin soul rapidly shrank. Just as he quickly changed directions, Rippled appeared where he was. An ancient hand reached out and mercilessly slammed toward him. Although Wang Lin had avoided the sudden danger, he was hit by the shockwave of the palm. His origin soul trembled violently and his face turned pale. Not slow to dodge, but just how many times can you dodge? The head elder walked out from the ripples. There was a hint of mockery in his calm gaze toward Wang Lin. You said before that you were going to take my clan's eternal thunderbolt and destroy my Scatter Thunder clan. If this is all your power, you can't do it. Wang Lin didn't speak a single word as he retreated and turned from human form into an ancient thunder dragon. He charged toward the Thunder Lake in the distance. The head elder sneered and he waved his right hand. The remaining hundreds of thunder dragons all charged after Wang Lin. This was a scene that could shock anyone who saw it. An origin soul ancient thunder dragon in front with hundreds of thunder dragon chasing. There was also a middle-aged man with his hands behind his back slowly walking forward. You want to escape to the endless thunder lake and use it to fight this old man. But all the thunder here contains my will, so how can you borrow any of it? The voice of the head elder was extremely clear among the endless rumbles of thunder. Wang Lin didn't speak at all and moved like crazy, instantly closing in on the rumbling thunder lake. The endless thunder lake was monstrous, and when Wang Lin got close, the roars became even more intense. At the same time, deep within the endless thunder lake, there was a ball of thunder 10,000 feet wide. Wang Lin's original body opened his eyes and revealed a cold gaze. Old bastard, you finally came. The moment his eyes opened, the thunder lake around the 16 Scatter Thunder clan planets began to boil. It was as if their king had awakened and was displaying their endless thunder. This video will end here.